Hey guys, SuperHorrorBro Mike here, and in today's video we take a look at the secrets of Mr Hopps Playhouse 2. In this video I will show you all 4 endings, including the secret true ending, which is unlocked after collecting all 6 medallions throughout the game. I'll also show you the locations of these medallions and a quick playthrough of each of their associated minigames. On top of that, this video contains a playthrough of the final secret chapter and its boss fight, as well as a very retro Easter egg to boot. So sit back, relax, and let's start by unlocking some of this creepy game's hidden lore. To kick off this video, I want to show you a pretty awesome Easter egg hidden within the Whispers chapter of the game. Now, something to note here is that you do not need to replay the entirety of Mr Hopps Playhouse to try and collect these secrets for yourself. Instead, simply hit continue in the main menu and you'll be able to select any completed chapter from the list. This menu even tells us which chapters contain a hidden medallion. So back to that Easter egg. In the Whispers chapter, after speaking to Esther's 2 imprisoned friends in this room on the top floor of the orphanage, you will notice a vase to the left of the room. At the moment, we cannot interact with this ornament, and instead must locate and smash 4 other similar vases around the house. 3 of these are located within the hallways where the matrons patrol, while the final vase is found in the kitchen area atop a counter. With the vases all smashed, return to the room upstairs and Esther is now able to break the final vase. Upon doing so, we hear a very retro video game sound effect. This is an audio cue from the game Pacman and ties into the Easter egg directly, as now the matrons patrolling the orphanage show up as Pacman ghosts. A nice little throwback to retro gaming, especially considering the old school pixel art aesthetic Mr Hopps Playhouse employs itself. Okay, so now let's take a look at the various endings unlockable as we venture through the game. The first one is a secret, and a well hidden one at that. Once again we must return to the chapter Whispers, and from here enter the library area and then proceed to the matron's quarters by entering the door to the far right. You'll soon come across a pushable stool, and so begins our long journey as Esther must push this seat all the way to the far right of the house. Upon reaching the back door, the chair vanishes. Entering the now accessible garden area reveals we have taken the stool with us. We must now push it to the far end of the garden and into the bushes. Once there, Esther is able to clamber onto the stool and leap to the nearby wall, where she makes a quick getaway and triggers the following ending. Esther decided she'd had enough of this nonsense, so she ran and left it all behind for somebody else to deal with. Smart girl. Now for perhaps the weirdest ending in the game, the magic shell ending. For this one we must head over to the cellar chapter, where Esther finds herself imprisoned in the basement at the mercy of Mr Hopp and his demonic projections. As we make our way through the cellar, Esther comes across a wall with a very noticeable crack in the centre. At the moment we have nothing to break through to the other side, but this changes very soon. After being chased by Mr Hopp and entering this room with the 3 shadow hands, Esther acquires a crowbar. The crowbar serves as a way to prise a nearby drawer open, so Esther can access a key which powers on the elevator, leading to her escape. However, for this secret ending we instead want to head back to the mysterious crack in the wall, and now by pressing the interact button, Esther can break through to the other side. Here we find a shell surrounded by candles, and the words, "All Hail," spray painted across the brickwork behind it. Simply interact with the shell to unlock this secret ending. Esther asked the mysterious shell what to do about the situation she was in. It replied, "Nothing." Esther did as she was instructed, for the shell had spoken. In some ways, the bad ending feels like a pretty conclusive and natural end to the game. However, it is much grimmer than the good ending I'm about to show you how to access. Either way, to get the bad ending, all we need to do is finish the game without collecting the 6 medallions. If we do this, then rather than accessing the underworld chapter and final boss, the following chase sequence and cutscene plays out instead.
I don't know what's real and what isn't anymore.
Esther.
I'm not scared of you, and I'm tired of you trying to wither me down.
Play with us, Esther. Come back, Esther.
Stay away from me!
Where are you going? What about your friends? Why won't you play?
An exit! I can see an exit! I'm outside. Silly rabbit. You'll catch a cold just sitting there.
Today marks 67 years since the disappearance of 24 orphaned children residing at Blacklands Manor, along with 5 care workers. To this day, this remains an active missing persons case and the largest in the country's history. Only 1 child was ever accounted for, but claimed to have no recollection of any other resident. Blacklands Manor was once a large orphanage home in the 1930s through to the 1950s, before...
The time to hunt down the 6 medallions and experience the true ending to Mr Hopps Playhouse 2 has arrived. Of course, in order to obtain the medallions, we must first beat a series of challenging minigames. To begin, select the chapter labelled Billy's Ball, located within the Molly chapter. From here, instead of heading to the matron's quarters after speaking with Billy, go back to the main hall and head into this room on the top floor instead. You'll see the medallion to the left, which leads to the following minigame. Okay guys, so I just thought I'd join you while we get through these sort of mini stages and just commentate over the top. Basically just give you some tips and let you know how I got through these stages. These little mini games are really hard, actually quite frustrating, and I would advise, if possible, my #1 tip is to use a gamepad like an Xbox or a PlayStation controller if you have one. Do not try doing it on keyboard and mouse, or I should say just keyboard, because it is almost impossible to do some of these, or at least I found it was, with the keyboard. It's much easier with the gamepad, and it feels like the game was designed around a gamepad and not the keyboard. So for this one, all we have to do is basically keep running from Mr Hop, and when we go under the spikes we duck, and of course for everything else we've got to jump. Now, the hardest things to sort of time a jump for are the taller spikes that stick out of the ground. I've just jumped one there, and that's because these sort of require you to jump a little bit earlier, but if you jump too early you will still hit them, so it's pretty tricky. And also the timer goes on for quite a long time, so you know, you don't have a lot of health, you can only take about 4 or 5 hits. So it's kind of quite a gauntlet. I actually did really well on this go. I don't know if I got hit at all, maybe, oh yeah, there you go, I got hit once I think. But as you can see, we're getting to the end of it, and yeah, that's pretty much how you do the first one. Just keep jumping, watch out for what's coming up ahead, and you use a gamepad, my #1 tip. And there we go, at the end of it, we finally get the medallion. That's medallion number 1. Next up, head to the Whispers chapter. Before talking to Esther's friends and being asked to find the key to free them, head to the library at the beginning of the stage. On the top floor to the left, you'll locate medallion number 2, which leads to this minigame. Okay, so this stage wasn't too hard. I did this on my second try. I almost did it on my first try actually, and you've got Bo the panda basically coming up from the ground, and it's like one of those old school platformer games like Rayman or something. The objective is basically to stay ahead of her jaws so she can't like eat us, and just jump across these platforms as we've got these spikes coming out of them. Just basically, I would say the hardest part of this stage is not hitting your head on rocks above you. I did that a few times and it made me fall back down. There's not a lot of chance of you dying on this stage from the spikes because there's not that many of them, so it's quite an easy one, and that gives us medallion number 2. The third medallion is located a little later in the chapter, after Esther is tasked with getting the key. For this one, we must journey down to the kitchen area, where it is found on the countertop to the right of the room. Okay, so this stage is one of the harder ones. The simple reason for this being one of the harder ones is that we do not get a lot of time to get through it. So basically the game forces you to quickly sort of get through all these traps, and you can only take 4 or 5 hits. So you don't get a lot of chance for error, but the game is not giving you the time to take your time and do it carefully. It's basically one of those trial and error ones where you just got to keep moving, you know, really go for it, and eventually you'll get it. I can't really give you that many more tips. You know, be cautious where necessary, and when you think you have got time to really go for it, just run. This was really frustrating. It took me about 5 or 6 attempts, I think, maybe longer. But there we go, that is medallion number 3. The fourth medallion can be acquired during the cellar chapter. After being chased by Mr Hopps, but before exiting through the elevator, Esther can push this conveniently placed box to the far right of the basement area. Here, atop a bunch of bigger boxes, we can clearly see the next medallion, and by jumping on the smaller box we just pushed, manage to reach it, leading to the next minigame we must beat. Okay, so number 4, this one was really easy with a gamepad, but nigh on impossible with the keyboard. I tried it with the keyboard about 12 times, couldn't do it. Tried it with the gamepad, did it on my second try. So yeah, this really feels like it's designed around the pad again. But what I will say is that it's important to adjust your, position while in the air so that you don't mistime a jump, go too far or not far enough. The hands disappear really quickly, so just keep jumping, position yourself in the sky as you're falling, and you'll get there. The fifth medallion can be located shortly after the fourth one, in this sequence where Esther must leap across these tiny ledges to escape the elevator shaft after it breaks down on the way back up. Rather than exiting here, keep on climbing, and eventually we will come to a medallion sneakily hidden in the darkness above. This one was tricky. You have to basically duck as the ceiling falls down, and in between the ceiling falling down each time, you get these sort of stalactites, or whatever they are, like falling down from the ceiling. You also get, I think, spikes that come up out of the ground. They're the hardest things to avoid, I found. You can hear them, I got hit by them. Didn't do a very good job avoiding those. But this stage, it's an instant death if you get hit by the ceiling, so you can't afford to mess up. You always have to make sure that you're getting to the right place. And that can be tricky because we only have this sort of small viewing distance thanks to a big net that's around the outside of the screen. This was another one that was just really tricky and took me a few goes. I think it was a lot easier than the one where we have to speed through this stage really quickly, avoiding the traps. but it was still tricky. We've got the hardest one to come. The hardest one is the next one. I'll tell you about it when we get to it, but yeah, that's not fun. But this one is, yeah, it's quite tricky, but as you can see, we get through it. There's not much to say about it. I'll let you watch the rest of it. You can sort of see how I'm playing it if you're playing it yourself, and it might give you some tips. But that's pretty much it, and we get the 5th medallion. The 6th and final medallion is located at the very beginning of the 3 Curses chapter. After being jump scared by the 3 killer toys, lead Esther all of the way to the far right of the ground floor in this lobby area, and in plain sight is the final medallion portal. Okay, so this special stage was a special kind of hell for me. This was really hard. It took me maybe 20, 25 attempts to do it. I don't know, I lost count. You have to avoid the bouncing panda bears. Also avoid all these traps. And there's like 4 flights to go up, 4 different levels to go up before we reach the top. It's just absolutely a gauntlet of extreme, you need extreme luck and skill to get through it. It's a mixture of both. I definitely got lucky a few times on this run, but you really need to like manage your space well and see the opportune time to duck underneath Bo as she bounces past you. I just ran right into that trap there because you can't really see the traps coming up from the ground either. Look, see, I've got no health left. If I get hit one more time now, it's game over. And I think luckily I just managed to make it to the exit before I get hit. I might even get hit as I collect the medallion. Almost got hit there. I just went for it, look. I think I did get hit as I got my medallion, in fact. So good luck if you're attempting that stage, it's really, really hard. And there you have it, all 6 medallions collected, but we're not done yet. To access the true ending, we must complete the secret stage known as the Underworld. Once all medallions are collected, replay the sub-chapter, The Jump, and this time upon waking back up in the orphanage after escaping Mr Hopps Playhouse, events change drastically. I'll leave you with my playthrough of this final chapter, its boss fight, and the game's true ending. So as you can see guys, we've now got a different ending altogether. And this is actually me recording my voiceover in real time. I'm actually playing the game and doing a normal commentary as I play it now because I haven't experienced this final chapter, which is called Chapter 9 Underworld.
Where am I now?
So this is a brand new chapter that we've just unlocked by getting all the different medallions that you've been sort of seeing me get as we've gone through this video. And I'm now joining you in real time, so to speak, as we both play through the chapter together. I don't know what to expect from this. It looks pretty eerie and spooky. We've got like a lost soul coming out of a wall there. And yeah, it looks like it's quite open, doesn't it? It looks like, you know, there's lots of sort of places to explore here. Oh, look. I think we have to get torches by the look of it. I don't know what we're getting torches for. To expel the evil, I'm guessing. Oh wait, do we light this? Yeah, look, we use the torch to light that torch, or the flame to light that torch, and now we've got one of 2 flames we need to open this door. We need a green flame next. Like I said, I don't really know how long this chapter is or what to expect from it. So far it seems pretty simple, but I imagine it gets quite hard as we go a little bit further into it. But that's the first part done.
You should not be here.
Right, so we've got the blue flame. So it's just a case of finding the flames and placing them by the exit. So there we go. I wonder how many of these there are, because we're on part 3 now already. We already got the flame. Oh. Oh, wow.
What was that?
So we've got the medallions around our neck, and we can use that to dispel the evil by pressing B. That's awesome. We've actually got an attack now. Yes. It does have a little bit of cooldown on it.
You are using them wrong.
But still, I'll take it, you know? Here we go. Dispel that evil. I wonder if there's 6 stages, like there's 6 medallions. That would make sense, wouldn't it? But we're dispelling the evil with our special powers. It's nice to have those, you know? Okay. There we go. Okay, take the torch, put the torch in. And run. Oh no! This is bad. This is very bad. Let's go. Let's go now. Upstairs. Boom. Ooh, that was so close. Okay, let's run, let's run, let's run. We need to go to the other side. We need to place that. Okay. Now we need to go again and just run and go downstairs. Run. Okay, I think we've done it this time, guys. Yep, there we go. Nice. Through the door. Part 5. Okay. Don't quite understand this. I think we're just pushing this so that it stops the ceiling from squashing us, but probably trying to destroy enemies at the same time, I imagine. Boom. Okay. Okay. Right. So we just keep pushing this. It's pretty cool that there's like a whole sort of new level that's just hidden in the game until you get the secret ending. That is, you know, not something that I was expecting, to be honest. That's pretty awesome. So yeah, props to the developer for including an entirely new level for us to play. That is really cool. Okay, now run. Need to pick that up. We need to keep going. I'm hoping the torches all go like at the end of the stage by the door, right? Yeah, they do. Here we go. 1, 2. There we go. We did it.
Stop this.
So this is part 6. I'm guessing this is going to be the final one now. I could be wrong, but you know, I'm assuming that that's what it is. It's like the medallions, you know. I'm assuming that's what it is. So let's just go. Try and zip through it as quickly as we can. Oh, that's not good. Nice, I'll have that. And how many of these things do we need? It's a question. Just gonna run. There we go. We did it. Is that it now? Well, there's not another number at the top of the screen, so it seems like it might be it. Here's all the children, and also the matrons as well. Children and the matrons are all down here.
Molly! Isaac! Everybody's here.
Give yourself
Oh no,
to us.
a boss fight. What's going on? What's that noise? Oh, that's on the ground. Okay. Oh yeah, we hit him. When he comes down, we have to hit him. It's actually quite hard. Let's go back up, guys. We got him again. Nice. I don't know how much health he has, but oh, there's actually like Things dropping from the ceiling now. Right, we got him again. We haven't got much health though now. And we got him again, nice. Oh man, that's actually quite tricky. That's actually quite hard because you have to like avoid so much at once.
Give yourself to us.
I'm not giving myself to you, no way. Oh, it looks like... Has it checkpointed us? Has it checkpointed us halfway through? Because this is like all the stuff that was going on like halfway through the fight, right? Got him twice then, that was good. Nice, and again. Ooh. Bit savage, bit spicy. Yes, we got one of the heads. We did one of the heads, guys. Right, let's keep going. It's gonna keep jumping around. Here we go. Keep hitting these heads as best we can, you know? Come on, come down again. Come and see us. We just want to say hello to you. Come down, come down. Boom. Yes. Here we go. Yes, we got another head. It's just Mr. Hopps. Oh no. He's spitting fire. He's straight up spitting fire. Oh, he's Mr. Hopps is not messing around. He's like, I'm gonna give it everything I've got now, guys. So this is gonna be tough. Hopefully we can do this. Okay. Yes, we did it. We got him. And we vanquished the entity too.
You cannot escape this.
Okay. Do we just destroy her? Yep, there we go. Everyone's back. We saved the day.
What happened? It doesn't matter. Everything's okay now. Do you want to play hide and seek?
I do! Yes, but I'll count this time. By the way, where did you get that necklace?
So they became best of friends for life. She kept the necklace, which protected her from, like, the darkness. But then her family, of course, with Ruby, so her daughter had, you know, a baby girl called Ruby. That's obviously Esther as she grew up. And she gave Mr. Hopp to Ruby. And yeah, Ruby kind of got terrorized by Mr. Hopp later in life. So a happy ending for Esther, but not such a happy ending for Ruby. And it looks like Esther was always haunted by the spirits of Mr. Hopps. And there we go. That is Esther giving Ruby Mr. Hopps and the demon in the background, the entity, as it's called in the game. So there you have it, all endings unlocked as well as the secret stage to boot. I hope you enjoyed this video looking at the secrets of Mr. Hopps Playhouse 2, and I'll return soon for one final video where we take an in-depth look at the story of these games and explain them fully. For now, thanks for taking the time to watch this video. I hope you found it informative and entertaining, and if you did, remember to leave a like, comment down below, and of course subscribe for more horror-related content. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next video.